Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. Sometimes you want to smell amazing without putting any effort into it. I wouldn't know anything about it. That's a lie. These fragrances do that. Stuff like this, Prada Paradigm. Newer release, came out in 2025. They're definitely gonna release a new one in 2026, though nothing has been officially announced yet, at least as of right this second, though they did just announce a new women's fragrance. This is the type of fragrance that you can grab, spray, and go anytime, anywhere, any place, and get compliments and feel confident. It kind of borrows a page from the YSL Myself playbook. Not that it smells the exact same as that one, but it has a similar kind of vibe. You know, that whole fresh, almost clean clothing-esque vibe with a touch of sweetness and obviously a little green edge. That's what's going on here. In terms of the note breakdown, you've got bergamot, you have geranium, you have Peru balsam, also a touch of wood and benzoin as well. So for some people who have smelled a whole lot of stuff, they might smell this one and think, it's a little bit bland, a little bit safe, you could say. But just straight up in terms of wearability, versatility, and compliment factor, this is one of the best new fragrances out there, period. You can wear it all year round and you never have to think about it. Grab, spray, go. Same deal with this one right here. This is Rabanne's Invictus Parfum, which, truth be told, I've not always been the biggest Invictus fan. If we're talking about just the original style of Invictus, like the first one and most of the original flankers, it never really worked for me in a huge way. But this one right here, it takes that original styling of Invictus, what Invictus used to be, and modernizes it, classes it up, makes it better. And since this one has been out for a little while now, you can find it at discounters for a lower price. It's still not super cheap, but way less than what it cost at full retail. So with this one, you're gonna get lavender, you're gonna get kind of a soapy nuance, marine notes as well. So it's very clean, but also classy. It's that type of scent that you can wear pretty much year round once again. And while it does have that sort of Invictus sweetness to it, it's not overdone. So it doesn't come across headache inducing, it doesn't come across cloying, it doesn't come across like heavy syrup or anything. That freshness and that cleanness from the soap in here helps balance that sweetness out. And even though it does look like a little trophy, and some people might look at that and think, oh, it's kind of tacky, this stuff works, and it works well. People love it, it lasts forever. Also, technically the trophy got a makeover with this one. It's, you know, it's more svelte, it's lost some weight, which is also very modern. Basically took Ozempic and hit the gym. We need something else that's really good. Something that is just a compliment monster. Yeah. Because that's what's most important in life. Compliments, and that's it. That's the only thing. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. Bad Boy Cobalt, the original. They did just announce a new Bad Boy Cobalt, Absolute, but as of right now, obviously don't have my hands on it. If you're watching this way in the future, let me know how that worked out. How is Absolute? Is it good? Is it bad? Kind of like the little gold thing on the front. It looks like it could be cool. So Bad Boy Cobalt, this right here, the most popular Carolina Herrera fragrance for men right now. And for pretty good reason. It is that type of fragrance that absolutely everybody seems to adore. It has a nice aromatic touch to it. So it's not just like full on soap this time. It's not, you know, full on super sweet. It does have lavender once again, just like the last fragrance, but this time it's matched up with geranium, with truffle, which is pretty different, and plum. You also have pink pepper in there, so this nice little spicy pop when you first spray the fragrance on. The truffle gives it a light earthiness as it dries down, but nothing crazy, nothing overwhelming. It has a nice woody aspect to it as well, especially as it dries down. So it's this great mix of different things going on. Fruity sweetness, a nice deep richness from that plum, that touch of truffle like I talked about before, that aromatic edge. So it kind of plays to a bunch of different fields at once. You can wear it casually, you could wear it to the office, but it also works well on a date or even in more formal situations. It's another one that maybe some people might overlook because they're gonna look at that, you know, the lightning bolt bottle, just like the last one, and go, it's too childish for me. But you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you do that, because this stuff is sneaky good, and the more you wear it, the more you like it. Next up, a newer release, this one from Armaf, the Lions Club Valair. The E is upside down. So if you know anything about these Lions Club fragrances, then you know they are PDM dupes. They smell similar to Parfums de Marly releases. And this one is quite similar to one of the more popular Parfums de Marly fragrances, Sedley. This whole setup here is, you know, kind of strange. This is a leather strap that goes over, and then it's held in by a magnet right here on the front, but sometimes it loves to flop forward when you're trying to spray the bottle. It does look kind of slick though. I don't mind that look. And I just this millisecond realized that with that name, it does sound really similar to Valero, the new one. Like the $550 PDM. Ooh, but no, it smells to me more like Sedley. So lavender again, mint, citrus, extremely fresh. It's a great spring and summertime fragrance. Has that kind of like fresh out of the shower vibe to it, very zingy. Extremely clean, has kind of like an almost fuzzy, semi-aquatic feel to it, woodiness as it dries down. Also has to me slightly more of an aromatic lean to it, especially as it dries down compared to Sedley, but it can get you very close to the Parfums de Marly for a much lower price. And Sedley and this one as well are fragrances that you can wear absolutely anywhere, which again is one of the reasons it is so popular. Now an update for you guys, some codes, they are changing. So the JOMASHOP codes, they have changed. They only work within the JOMASHOP app as always. But if you shop there, use these codes you see on your screen, save yourself a little bit of money. The Gift Express code has been dingusified, that's a word. It's been bedunkled. So you can still save with that code. It's just, now you have to spend more money to get 10% off, otherwise it's 5%. And then all the other codes that you see here, you can use as normal to save yourself money across a bunch of great different websites, different great websites. Same thing, great, different great. Now this next one is gonna be for the bros out there who wanna smell classy, put together, refined, but they still want something very easy to wear. Because a lot of the time when you start thinking that, you start thinking, oh, we're gonna go into deep waters, watery dune hair. You're thinking, let's go with just, you know, something very rich, very heavy, very ambery. Sometimes you get a little funky with the wood, you know, you get a little something weird going on there, something heavy and spicy. And other times you go with something that's just very soapy clean, which that works too, like Prada Homme, nice. But this fragrance here, this is gonna give you more of a gingery pop, a clean leather as it dries down, and almost a little fruity nuance there in the opening as well, though it's not an official note. It is Boss Bottled Beyond. Now, one thing to take into consideration with Bottled Beyond is that this is probably not the type of fragrance that is going to blow you away the first time you smell it. Also, the atomizer is absolute trash. Crime against humanity. Like I was saying though, this one, not really that type of scent that the first time you smell it, you just go, "Ooh, what have they done? They have bottled perfection." It's amazing. It's more like the type of scent you smell and you go, yeah, I mean, that's solid. It's solid, it's all right. It's all right. But as I said, it does grow on you. It has leather, it has woods, it has ginger, an extremely boring note breakdown. Absolutely, I feel like brands need to put at least some effort into the story behind the fragrance, you know? I'm not saying you have to do a whole lore dump, you know, you don't have to go Lord of the Rings, you don't have to go Game of Thrones, but like something. Give me a little story behind why you made the fragrance and how it smells the way it smells, why it smells the way it smells. But a lot of brands nowadays are like, it is sexy and it is for a rebel and it is the fragrance for a dude who he does not take no for an answer. And here's 3 notes. It's like, it's all the same crap, just puked out as far as like these stories behind these fragrances nowadays. Okay, off my soapbox. Like I was talking about, it doesn't blow you away at first sniff, but it is one of those ones that just consistently gets the job done. You smell good, you smell appealing, it smells high class. It's a little bit similar to Parfums de Marly Castley, and it will absolutely grow on you. One of those ones, the more you wear it, the better it gets. And you never have to think about it. You can leave that on your desk, you know, right by the door, doesn't matter, and just grab it and pop, 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 and go. All right, I'm biased on this next one, so I'm gonna give it to you kind of as an extra. And that's because it is a fragrance that I creatively directed to South Slope. So this is Michael Malol X Gents Scents. You can find these inside of every Perfumania store or fragrance outlet store. So if you have one nearby, like in a mall or something like that, you can walk in and they should have it and you can check it out there. Also have 2 new ones coming out pretty soon. One of them is like a little boozy, but a different type of boozy note. Not like your usual rum, whiskey, stuff like that. Has a nice spiciness to it. Gonna be more of a fall, winter time fragrance. Spring also. Just really solid for compliments, date nights, or just casual use also. The other one, super tropical. It's like passion fruit and fruity notes just in general. I'd say unisex ladies can wear it as well as men. But those are coming out pretty soon. This one right here is a blue fragrance. It's a little bit similar to something like YSL Eau de Parfum in terms of how it comes across. If you do a side-by-side, you'll see it's quite different, but it is one of those things where if you don't do a side-by-side and you smell it, you'll be like, oh yeah, it reminds me of why. Smells absolutely fantastic in spring, summer, early fall. Super easy to wear, which is exactly what it was made for. It was just made to be the type of scent that you actually use. Like, not trying to do anything crazy artistic, just like, let's get something that's gonna pull attention, that's gonna boost your confidence, that you can wear year round, especially, like I said, spring through fall. And that's what it is. Women absolutely love it. My wife loves this stuff, so South Slope. But again, I am biased. Now something that I am biased against, but it does work. It's Dior Homme Parfum, the new one. So the reason I'm biased against it is because this obviously killed off Dior Homme Parfum, well, what Dior Homme Parfum used to be. It has a cute little stout bottle, look at that. That's just so cute. It is the new Francis Kurkdjian Dior Homme Parfum. The opening, like the initial opening, real nice. It's got an airy kind of iris opening. So it's an iris that harkens back to what Dior Homme used to be. But it is, like I said, more airy and typical Francis Kurkdjian style. It has this kind of effervescence to it. So instead of being very dense and heavy and creamy, it's more like zesty and bubbling, almost the way that iris comes across. The iris though does not last all that long. And then as it dries down, it becomes more of like a vanilla forward fragrance that kind of falls in line with a lot of other scents that are out nowadays. That being said, it is absolutely hands down way easier to wear for your average person than the original Dior Homme Parfum. Now, obviously, if you put them side by side, I'm gonna tell you the original Dior Homme Parfum, that's a masterpiece. They're not playing on the same ball field, you know? That stuff is like way up here for me. But also I fully understand that like your average person, they're gonna like this almost every time over that one. And so yeah, this new one, absolutely a confidence booster, a good performance as far as sticking around, you know, staying power, longevity. And it does work really well as like an introductory iris fragrance, because a lot of people do not dig just straight up iris bombs. I know my wife always hates on me for the iris fragrances, you know? So like I said, the Irish fragrances. But they're not for everybody. Iris bomb fragrances are absolutely not for everybody. So if you're wanting to kind of dip your toe into that pool, you know, that style of fragrance, this one is a good one to start with for sure. Let's go back to another new one right here, Ralph's Club New York. I like that stuff, that's good. I do wanna point out to Ralph Lauren, they said that this was the first men's fragrance that used blackcurrant. But this fragrance that I creatively directed does indeed have blackcurrant and is indeed marketed toward men. And this fragrance, not even remotely close to the first men's fragrance that featured blackcurrant. So Ralph Lauren, you told a fib. That being said, the scent is good. It's real good. So I'll overlook it. You win this time. It's pretty good, it's pretty good, it's pretty good, it's pretty good. Nice little tart, sweet, fresh opening, just really pops as soon as you spray it on. You also have alongside that blackcurrant citrus, a couple different types. You have lavender once again, sandalwood, geranium, and vanilla as it dries down, additional woody notes as well. So it has a nice, modern, stripped back woody dry down. That's kind of the main part of the base with a nice sweet vanilla over top that. And that clean lavender just kind of brings it home, gives it that classically masculine touch. Just really, really well done. Bottle size slightly bigger than normal, 110 mils instead of 100. And while Ralph's Club is definitely a line that's known, you know, it's not like some super underground thing that nobody's heard of. But while it's definitely known, it is absolutely not used on the same level as you know, the really big dogs out there. So you can wear that and probably won't come across somebody else wearing it at the same time. But you may run into that issue with this. This is Eros Eau de Parfum. To be fair though, it does smell pretty good. Eros, especially in the US, is one of the most popular fragrance lines out there, like top 5. This stuff is practically everywhere. That being said, it's for a reason. It lasts a long time. It projects well. It has great versatility. You can use this during the day, during the evening, on a date, on a night out, to a club. It really doesn't matter. Like Eros even works as an office fragrance. Just don't spray it on as heavy. The Eau de Parfum, I feel like for most people is kind of the Goldilocks. You know, it's a little bit more refined than the Eau de Toilette. It's not quite as synthetically sweet as that one, but it also doesn't go quite as like heavy and dense as the Parfum. Not that that one's like crazy dense or anything, but you know, it kind of splits the difference. So you're gonna get that nice apple, mint, citrus combo in this one as soon as you spray it on. It has vanilla and woods as it dries down, little touch of aromatics in there as well. And all things considered, it's not crazy expensive at discounters either. About $60-ish for a 100 ml size bottle, though sometimes you can find it for less in like the 50s range. The next fragrance is a Frankensteinian monster that works out really, really good for you and for me. It is Lynked Freedom by Homme. It's not how they say her name, Homme. This one takes two very popular fragrances, sort of three, but mainly two, and makes them kiss. Kiss and make babies. YSL myself, and also the Most Wanted Parfum by Azzaro. So to me, it is really close to like a 50-50 mix, but when you first spray it on, it's more myself. So you're gonna get more of that freshness from that scent profile with this one. But then you've got that extra warmth and a little more sweetness underneath it, and that's from the Most Wanted. Then as it dries down, they sort of change places a little bit. So you get more of that Most Wanted coming out as the myself kind of aspect dips down. But it also has some Stronger With You influence there as well. Though to be fair, you could also just say that the Most Wanted Parfum has Stronger With You influence, and so by this having the Most Wanted Parfum in there, the Stronger With You influence is there because of the Most Wanted Parfum. But where you have these fragrances coming together, this one you can use year-round. Once again, very good compliment factor, very good performance. Just really well done. The quality on this stuff, top-notch. And I want to finish off with this. This is Legend Blue by Montblanc. And this fragrance right here maybe is not going to get a lot of people's jimmies rustled, because it is, at the end of the day, it's Montblanc Legend. You know what I mean? It's like Montblanc Legend is Montblanc Legend is Montblanc Legend. It smells similar to Fierce, it smells similar to Percival, it smells similar to a number of different things, and this absolutely is right in that style. But we are talking about stuff that you can just blast on and not even think about it. Turn that brain off, baby. The world's just too difficult, man. I don't want to think about stuff. Just give me that bottle and spray it on myself. People gonna like it. That's what that is. So Legend Blue, you know, it basically just, imagine Legend, okay, or Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. Give it more of a modernized, sweet, aquatic vibe. Clean lavender, sweet lavender. And actually lean it further from the original Legend, which is a little bit closer to Fierce. Lean it further from that vibe of that style. Lean it closer to Percival. That's what this is. Performance is not beastly, but the price on it keeps on dropping, and that's gonna keep on happening because it's a Montblanc. And it's a Legend. So this is gonna become one of those like discounter bin superstars, right? Just that type of fragrance that you know you can get on the cheap, so you can blast it on whenever you want, spray it on heavy, who cares? And it will successfully pull you positive attention year round. And once you use that bottle up, just grab another one. And if you wanna be nefarious, then when people ask you, what do you have on? Smells great, you tell them, oh, it's Parfum Smarly Percival. And if you really want to be nefarious, pull it up on Nordstrom's website or something, show them the full retail and just pretend that you have that. But then if for some reason they're ever in your house or whatever, and they're like, oh, where's that Percival, blah, 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 and just be like, oh yeah, I used it all. I don't have it anymore. But I did find this other one that smells pretty good that I've been wearing instead. Just do something like that. So there we have it, friendoids. We have a bunch of different fragrances here that you can just spray whenever you want. Sometimes versatility is the name of the game. Sometimes it's good to have those hyper-specific fragrances that you bust out once per year, but it is also better to have fragrances that you actually wear. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.